Hello, my name is George Grant, and I'm a GGS Pro Technical Specialist with Griffin. Today we're going to be going over some considerations and procedures for safely applying approved chemicals for plant dips. During this presentation, we'll be mentioning various pesticides. It is the grower's responsibility to read and follow all label instructions. However, please note that labels sometimes do change unannounced, so it's important for the grower to reread labels as they receive new product that comes onto their operation. Also, there may be products that are not mentioned in this presentation that are safe and effective. Similar to sanitation between crop cycles, it is important to start clean in order to stay clean in regards to pest management. Plant dips have been a strategy for treating incoming young plants including URCs, rooted liners, bulbs, and other transplantable material for some period of time. However, little research has been actually published on how to perform this method safely and legally. As we'll see later on, the list of actual pesticides labeled for this sort of application is fairly small. Plant and cutting dips can be a cost-effective and efficient way to keep insect, mite, and disease pests from coming in from infected plant material and spreading to other parts of your production area. We hope this information will shed light on a dipping method you may consider trialing or help enhance your current practices this coming season. The concept of dipping is fairly straightforward. We're essentially mixing up pesticide to a specific rate. We then are submerging our desired plant material for a specified period of time to fully cover the target insect, mite, or disease before planting. Growers are incredibly creative in how they do this on a large scale. However, in most oftentimes it entails a water bath. For URCs, mesh bags can be used to dunk the material into solution and drain residual solution quickly when being removed. Each pesticide that is labeled for this sort of application should have specific instructions on rates and dunk time. However, in most situations, we want the residual chemical left in the material to dry fairly quickly before going into a high light or temp environment to reduce stress and potential for phytotoxicity. This same sort of process could be utilized when dipping rooted liners or plugs in flats. You can imagine this can quickly become messy if you're using a loose-filled rooting substrate, and pesticide solution baths may need to be remixed more frequently. If specific instructions are not given on the pesticide label in regards to how often a solution needs to be remixed, we recommend trialing various dipping methods before implementing them on a larger scale. If solutions are kept for too long without being renewed with fresh pesticide, the bath may end up being a source of inoculum for disease or other pests to spread to incoming material being treated. As with everything else, we are still handling and applying a pesticide, so proper PPE and label REIs need to be followed to ensure employee safety. Bioworks has various products approved for plant dips. They were nice enough to put together a bulletin that outlines how to utilize their products in a safe way. They also outline the importance of cleaning incoming material with short residual products so that BCAs or biological control agents that are applied shortly after transplant are not negatively affected and have a better chance of being successful. We know by experience that the best BCA programs are started before pest populations get out of control. Oftentimes we have growers call in wanting to apply a specific pesticide as a liner or cutting dip, and unfortunately, most often than not, the product they want to use is not approved for this type of usage. Remember, the label is the law, and thus we must follow it. Here are a list of fungicides that we do have some sort of dipping language that you may consider looking into. Some of these are biological based and OMRI approved, where others are not. Some are safer than others, and some are even compatible with each other, and provide a more broad spectrum control strategy. When in doubt, reach out to GGS Pro regarding chemical compatibility and potential questions you may have when using a product that you're not familiar with. As you can see, the list of approved insecticides is even smaller of a list. The positive here is that the products approved for dipping are fairly broad spectrum, ranging across insect and mite species. In regards to plant safety, wettable powder or WP formulations tend to be more on the plant safe side compared to SC, EC, and oil formulations. There are two horticultural oils we are aware of that are labeled for plant dipping, which includes tetracurb, which has been around for some time, and Garda, which is actually labeled as a fungicide and bactericide. Garda is a relatively new product recently released by Biosafe. It uses a unique technology that allows its active ingredient, thyme oil, which contains the chemical thiamol, to remain actively combating pathogens for up to 14 days. This is a relatively new product, and we are excited to receive grower feedback in regards to this product's longer residual efficacy, considering it is an oil-based product. As with any pesticide, performing a jar test first, if worried about tank mix compatibility, is important, and perform a small-scale trial on more sensitive material or indicator crops to see potential phytotoxicity issues. Thank you for your time today. If you have any additional questions on the material presented, please feel free to reach out to GGS Pro using the contact information listed on the slide. Also, we greatly appreciate any ideas and recommendations for videos going forward, so please reach out to us if anything comes up in the future. Thank you.